No. What? You're joking.
And I was like, oh, fuck that. And I got myself and I'm like, I've already climbed over into a fucking balcony that's not mine. And I'm like trying to break in. And I'm thinking, what am I doing? And I was like, no, come on, we got to go. We got to leave it. Like,
Oh my God.
Welcome to Crave the Rave, a naughty podcast for old school ravers who need a fix of the rave. I'm Lady Ibiza.
And I'm Jess the Mess.
On each episode, we'll be reminiscing over hilarious, embarrassing and downright mental stories from our raver days. Think trippy tales, fezzy fails and stories from the sesh. We've seen, heard and done it all, and we bet you have too. So join us for a trip down memory lane.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Crave the Rave. And it's a special episode because we're both on holiday.
we're on our holly bob. Oh, I don't actually like people that say the words holly bob. So I've cringed myself out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, ugh.
We're not really holly bob type of people, are we?
No, but what's so funny is I nearly did it myself. Like I nearly said holly bobs, and I was like, no, don't use that word. And then you did it.
I'm the cringe one. But yeah, I'm on holiday with a lot of people and they're outside the door to the bedroom that I'm in. So there's going to be a lot of noise. There's 11 adults and 2 toddlers. So please ignore any background noise. We'll try and remove any of it, but there's only so much we can do.
What's making me laugh though is I thought that that's what you were concerned about was the noise, but actually offline before we started recording, Jessie was like, oh, they're going to hear me. What I'm saying, it's embarrassing. And I was like, you do realise this actually is like a public podcast?
Yeah, but I don't want them listening. Cringe. Anyway, so how is your holly bob? How are you getting on out there? Tell everyone where you are.
I'm in Bali. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's quite intense though because I'm on a dance retreat. So it's like not all fun and games. Training pretty hard, but it's good. It's good. It was a very last minute thing that I ended up here. The universe directed me here. So we'll see what it's got in store. I'm here for a couple of weeks.
So it's a dance recital. How much dancing have you been doing?
No, dance recital. Are you joking?
Recital?
Are you taking the piss? Dance recital.
Well, what is it? Is it not?
It's not fucking high street musical. I nearly said high street musical. I was trying to say it's not High School Musical. I feel like that's what they do in that. It's like a dance recital.
Is there a show at the end?
No. We're doing like loads of really scarily close, like intimate partner dance and eye gazing and like deep connection stuff where you like, it's very confronting. A lot of like eye contact and tell me your feelings and sharing about how you experience the practice. And at the end, we have a silence together and you massage each other in a circle.
Back in the day, you definitely could have been sucked into a cult. Like you would have loved all that happy, clappy, singing, songy, singing. I don't know, maybe we're out the God stuff, but even then I reckon you could have got absorbed into it. All the happy, hippie love. Yeah, I reckon if you were around in the 70s, you could have easily been in the middle of a cult.
I am doing a water blessing ceremony on Sunday, which we're going to stand in a fountain and get blessed and like, you know, reborn, baptized or whatever.
Oh God.
Not baptized, but yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm actually quite into the hippie stuff. I actually really like it.
I know you are. Yeah.
There's a line for me and it's being crossed multiple times a day here.
Oh really? Is it?
Yeah, it is. Like I'm saying, like this is not my normal. This is challenging for me. And at the same time, I'm here for the dance. So there are elements of the connection that's really good. I like it. I'm definitely the black sheep, as usual.
You've lost me when it came to looking into each other's eyes. Oh my God, I couldn't think of anything worse.
Oh yeah, we did like 10 minutes of basic step, which is forward and backwards, staring into each other's eyes every morning.
Oh my God, kill me now. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not staring into my brother, dad, husband, mum, sister's eyes for 10 minutes every morning.
Oh, what?
I'm in Portugal. We're actually at a farm. It's like a farmhouse, and we're having a great time. Lots of drinking, lots of having fun. We're having a really nice week out. So it's been lovely, really, really lovely. just a nice break with everybody. So yeah, we're really lucky to be here this week.
I love that we were both also like, yeah, we're going to be on our phones. We're not going to talk. And then we decided, actually, let's record a podcast episode. We just can't stay away from each other, can we?
No, exactly. Oh my God, how our holidays have changed. Like, if you were to tell me a few years ago that I'd be coming to like quite a rural part of Portugal to just chill with my family, reading books and stuff, I would be like, oh, right. Oh. And no matter where we go, I'd always try to find somewhere to go out. Literally, I would literally be trying to hunt down a fucking drum and bass club wherever we are in the world. It's always been a thing that we do.
Totally.
When we were younger, we used to love a trip to Amsterdam. And we always thought it was so cool that we could go and smoke weed. And like when I was 16, my uncle and auntie lived out there. And we went out when we were younger. And I mean, that's a whole different story. We were absolutely crazy 16-year-olds. But I've been many times since, like when I was in my early 20s and stuff. But there was this one really funny time. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but I was going through that period of life where I just couldn't go anywhere without finding a drum and bass event. And I went to Amsterdam with my friends and we were like probably about 20. So we're in the peak, must find drum and bass. And I was obsessed with it. So I asked my sister's boyfriend, who was older, if he knew of any drum and bass club in Amsterdam. So he wrote one down for me and I took it there. Anyway, we were chatting for drum and bass. So one day we're like, oh, let's find this club and then we'll go there that night. So like, let's suss out where it is and then we can go back there that night sort of thing. So in the daytime, we went out. And I was showing everyone this name on a piece of paper and people were like, oh, I'm pointing in other directions and then looking at the paper and then looking away and then like maybe giggling. And but we were like, yeah, like we were showing loads of people and people were like just pointing in a direction and we were going, wow.
Wait, can you just clarify? Because I can see your face, but obviously people listening can't. You're pulling a face of like disgust and like worry.
Yeah. So they're like disgust, shock, giggly, really weird reaction, concerned, revolted, like revolted, is that the word?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So like we can't quite read really what it is, but it's not a good vibe, I'd say. But some people are like really laughing and like happy to help. And finally, honestly, after about 45 minutes, we get to where it is and we're like, it's here. We're like counting down the numbers. We look up and it's a big, filthy sex club that has got pictures on the outside. And we were like, we just trekked all that way. It was so embarrassing for me that I dragged loads of people there. But I actually thought, oh my God, my sister's boyfriend got me so fucking good.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and when I looked at the name, it was something like XXX, and I was like, oh, that should have been a sign, really.
Oh my God, so it was all just a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's reminding me of the time in Amsterdam when I cycled there and then for a charity bike ride from London to Amsterdam, which was all very wholesome and humble. But then I decided I wanted to plan something a lot less wholesome for when I got there. So I had my friends fly out there, including Susie, little Suze from our previous episode. And they came and met me there. And yeah, we got pretty fucked up, basically. And we went into one of those, what do you call them? Like peep shows, right?
Peep show.
So like, I didn't understand. So I was with two couples and me, right? And they were all my friends. So it wasn't weird because they're all like the boys were my friends too. But what was a bit weird and I was very confused by was what they were telling me was it's a sex show. There's someone in the middle, but rather than everyone having like there being an audience, it's all these individual booths around the edge. Now they keep talking about, yeah, you put your money in the machine. You go in and then you can do whatever you want with your partner watching this this live sex show. So I was like, what? Kind of like, okay, so you're both couples, so you're going to be banging. What do I do? Do I go in and just touch myself? Like, I'm confused. Like, well, I was so confused about this thing, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'll put my €2 in. Okay, guys. And I was saying to them, like, how long are you going to need? Like, do I go in? Anyway, what I see is not giving me any fanny flutters whatsoever. It's
what did you see?
So a woman who was middle-aged. I personally wasn't attracted to her. I would say she was not your typical porn star. Stripper.
Right, yeah.
And she was just lying naked on like a podium, spinning around, just kind of like caressing her boobs. And there wasn't a sex show. It was just her there, just touching herself. Actually, to the point that it was so not hot, it was quite funny. I was like, is this serious? I was confused about it. Not being mean to her, but it was odd. Anyway, so I was like, okay, well, I want to remember this, so I'm going to take a picture. And so I get my camera out and I take a picture of her. And suddenly I see her jump up from her podium and run towards my booth. And I was thinking she couldn't see me, but apparently she could. I thought it was like one-sided mirrors, you know. I thought, how could she see me? Because like, surely the whole point is that I'm in secret and you're not.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a one-sided, you know, glass or whatever the fuck it's called. Like you get in the police station interrogation. Anyway, no, she starts fucking banging, furiously angry, like a foot from my face, like banging. And I was like really scared. And then this huge, big bouncer comes and pulls me, like drags me out of the booth, right?
Did everyone else see you?
No one else. Well, I don't think so. It's private, like it's closed.
Okay.
I didn't think anyone could see me, but apparently she could. He pulls me out, drags me out. He's angry, like he's not giving no fucks. He's like grabbing my arm up like I'm being arrested or something. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, he gets my camera and he makes me delete it and he's fucking angry. And I was like, whoa, okay, no problem. I'm not like trying to sell these photos or anything. Like I don't give a fuck that much. And then when the others come out, they start talking about, God, how mad is it that like she suddenly starts going crazy and starts like screaming and da da da. And I was like, so I might have something to tell you. And then I was like, so what? How was it in there? And then obviously it transpired that they were like, what? You thought that we were actually going to be having sex? Like not all. We all just went there just for like an experience and to have a laugh. It was like 5 minutes or whatever. But I was like, oh my God, I thought I was going to be out here for ages while you guys like banged, basically.
Oh, it's a shame you don't have that photo.
Mate, just for pure bands.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to Benidorm years ago? Literally, like, oh my God. What were we doing in Benidorm for a start? Like, how many of us? 7 girls in Benidorm?
No, it was 8 of us, I think.
8 of us in Benidorm. A friend of ours had a friend who had a apartment in Javier, and we went out there. And on the way, we got picked up by his mate. And on the way, the guy was like, you're going to love it here. Everyone calls it Little England because no one speaks Spanish. And I thought, fucking take me home. And then we got there and, oh my God, we just ran riot around this town. Do you remember?
It was because we were just so boozy. And the alcohol's so cheap there. So you could get a bottle of vodka for nothing. It'd be like absolute petrol. And we were just downing it with like Fanta or whatever. It's disgusting.
The night we went to Benidorm was probably one of our messiest moments ever, I'd say. Like, I mean, I actually got literally carried home because I drank a bottle of like this cheap rosé, probably like €1 bottle of cheap rosé fizz. And I downed the whole thing and then was absolutely paralytic, like, horrendous behaviour on the beach. Awful. And then, yeah, I remember I had to be like taken home, like carried home basically. I was in such a bad way. And I woke up in the morning unaware of what had happened. I think I'd pissed the bed and I got up and was like, oh, what happened to me last night? And then I went into the room that you were in and you had your foot elevated on a washing basket with loads of wet rags around it. And I was like, what happened last night? And then, well, do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, so just to set the scene, right, we were staying in Javier, but then we went for like a night out in Benidorm, which was, I don't know how far, but, you know, a bit of a drive out.
But we were gagging for a night out in Benidorm.
Yeah.
I tell you what it was, right? We got shit holiday coat in Javier. And then we gave us the, hey, we want to go out. But Javier was quite a sleepy Spanish town.
Yeah.
So we were like, I know where would be good. Benidorm.
Yeah. So what happened was we were drinking on the beach, all of us, weren't we? Were all downing, like, I just remember downing this huge bottle of vodka. And then me and Val and another one of our friends, we were absolutely hammered. Like, you know, when you're falling over each other, like just giggling at absolutely nothing. We were going along the main strip and there was like music playing and all these people dancing. And so I just remember Valentina like dragging me in there and then us just like basically just joining all these people that were like doing this like weird synchronized like dancing. Like basically cause like complete destruction and destruction.
Wait, basically what you're now doing as a retreat.
Yeah, but I'm the one like ruining it for everyone. Wait, the word is the word destruction? Disruption. That's it. Not destruction. Destruction.
Right, yeah.
That's quite intense. Disruption. Anyway, so we're then like on the dance floor and suddenly they just cut the music. We just hear, they cut the music and this old guy on a microphone goes, "Oh, piss off!" Like this. We're like hysterically laughing because we realize at this point we've come and interrupted, like it was like a line dancing class or something so random. It was like a load of old people in like lines, rows doing an actual like class or like something actually organized. Anyway, it was so funny that Val kind of spun me around and we're pissing ourselves laughing and I go over my ankle. I like fall over my own ankle. I just fall on a heap on the floor. And so everyone's staring at us and Valentina is like pissing herself, probably physically and like metaphorically laughing, pissing herself, dragging my body off this floor through the crowd. And at this point, I'm like, ow, it fucking hurts, my foot. And the next thing I know, I'm in like so much pain. But I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, we're in the middle of Benidorm. I was like, fuck, what do we do? Anyway, I was also hungry. So we hobbled to McDonald's where I got...
Because let's not forget that Lara will eat in any situation, at any time. She's hungry.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, well, maybe I can eat away the pain. So we go to McDonald's and I order a classic, the Happy Meal, and I was just in bits.
And then I heard that you were then sobbing into the Happy Meal. Sobbing into the Happy Meal. And ever since then, we've always called it the Unhappy Meal.
Yeah, the time with the Unhappy Meal, because the irony, I was just like, I was in pain. I think I was upset about my ex-boyfriend or something. There was a lot going on and it was really intense.
It all came out into that unhappy meal.
Into that unhappy.
Into that box.
Oh. Anyway, then we got home. Obviously, I needed to elevate it. We didn't fucking know. We were a load of 18, 19-year-olds. We didn't know what the fuck to do with it. We were like, I was like, it'll probably be fine in the morning. And then that's when I saw you. And obviously, it was like not okay.
Can I just tell you something? I always thought it was bad because when I looked at it, it was like blue. So I actually knew that it was bad. But no one else really believed you. But I did believe you. But you were unlucky because I went home a day before you. And I heard that they wouldn't get you a wheelchair going through the airport and they had to run to the flight.
No, yeah, none of our friends were sympathetic. I was like, guys, I was soaking it in the pool. Like that was I was like, maybe this will work. You know, like when they say put ice on it, I was like, maybe if I just put it in the pool, it would work. No, it was so fucking bad. And then we got to the airport and then we were fucking obviously like 7 girls now with you gone, like late for a flight running, and I was like, guys, I cannot run. And I was trying to get anybody to help me to get a fucking wheelchair through the fucking airport, but nobody was listening to me. And then I get home and anyway, I go on with my normal life. It's still painful. Finally, about 12 days go past and I'm at this point, I still can't, like, it's hard to drive. I'm like driving on it, but it's really swollen. It's going green at this point. Finally, a girl at work, she's like, no, you need to go and take that to like the hospital. I was like, oh, that's long, man. And then I went and it was fractured in 2 places and he could not believe I've been maneuvering myself around on it and driving and shit. So what happened was I drove to the hospital thinking they're going to, I don't know, put a little bandage on it or something. I was still completely in denial that I've never broken a bone ever. So I didn't know. I just was like, it's bruised, it's sprained, like it'll be fine. I drive to the fucking hospital, you know, pay the hospital parking for like an hour thinking I was just going to be rocking back out of there. No, he's like, he had to put the whole thing in a cast, gave me crutches, told me I needed to be in a cast for 6 weeks. And I was like, no, you don't understand. My car's in the car park. I like, it's like, you're going to have to get someone to get it. So I remember calling my ex-boyfriend and he lived near the hospital, and oh my God, the like 5 minutes back to his house with my car, with him not having a license or insurance or anything, and him not really knowing how to drive, I was like, it was the longest ever. Like 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, I was having control issues with that, but yeah, we made it.
Well, you showed everybody because after that you came hobbling out with a cast and crutches. I think everyone felt bad after that because you actually had serious injuries.
Yeah. This girl did not cry wolf. It was a real thing.
No. I just remember that holiday was like absolutely fucking like drinking. And then, I mean, all girls' holidays, all boys' holidays are, but we all got tattoos. We all did the standard stuff, really. But I remember we found this like party. Do you remember this night? We found this party and it was like the fucking Spanish mafia's fucking party. It was really fucking weird night. And you guys left, but me, Val and Kath stayed. And basically we're having a good time, but we were so drunk. We were like 3 girls in the middle of these mafia men. Nothing happened to us. We were fine, but like, actually, we put ourselves in quite a dangerous situation.
It was in a bay. Remember, it was like in a bay.
It was in a bay.
Scene. It was like in a random little bay with like where you had to come down like a windy road that you drive down to.
Yeah.
With just like an illegal kind of beach party kind of thing. It wasn't like an official place, right?
Well, Catherine went for a wee at the top of it and it went down a corrugated roof. The piss went down onto everyone in the party. So I remember that. Because like corrugated iron, it's sort of like the grooves of it, like, so the piss went down into everybody. And then I got really drunk and was to the point where I got in someone's car and thought, oh, I'll have a nap here. Anyway, the next thing I know, this guy who'd been all over me trying to get with me beforehand. I had a boyfriend. I wasn't interested. He was absolutely fucking vile. I put pink lipstick all over his mouth as a laugh. And he was loving it. And then he suddenly turned and he got really angry. And that wasn't from kissing, by the way. I just got out my lipstick and put it on him because it was bright pink fluorescent lipstick and I thought it'd be really funny. And then he suddenly turned and he went fucking mad. And he went from quite a funny guy to like this angry, awful human being. He got a bottle of wine and he smashed it against the car that I was in.
No.
Yeah. So then the police came and they saw me, Kath and Val in the middle of this like mad party thing. What are you doing here? Like, what the hell? The police were like, you guys have got to go. You got to get out of here. This is really dangerous. So the police then took me, Catherine and Val to the local police station, which is even further away from where we're staying. But the sun's come up now, right? So it's fucking hot. We're like trollops in our beach party clothes. The alcohol's worn off. We're not feeling great. They took us to the police station, but then they're like, you've got to get a taxi from here. We can't take you home, which I was like gutted about. I was like, why the fuck can't they take us home? Thank God for Catherine, because she knew where we lived. I had no idea where we lived at all. And then she got us in a taxi. The whole ordeal from getting out of the party to getting back to where we were staying was a good few hours. There was a point where we were just sitting outside the police station with the sun burning on our heads. And then we got to the place we were staying at about, I'd say maybe like 8, 9 in the morning. And we couldn't get in because it was locked. We didn't have keys. So we had to climb over the wall and then we had to sleep by the pool. And what do you know? It started to rain. So we were so exhausted and tired. We just had to lie there in the rain and see how much sleep we could get until someone came and let us in.
Oh no.
But it was a mad night. It was really fucking messy and it was a really mad moment.
Oh dear. That's a messy moment, isn't it?
God, I'll never forget it. It was mad.
Alcohol's the worst sometimes. What you guys probably needed at that point was a little pick-me-up.
Yeah. Yeah, but come on. A little town in Spain isn't going to have any good supplies or just be that typical holiday shit that I know people that can't go on holiday without buying that holiday shit.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Mexico and half the shit is shit. So
is it? You
think it would be the best, yeah. But you know why? It's because where I live is such a tourist spot that they ship out the good stuff.
Yeah.
And then the shit that's cut to shit is there for the tourists because they know people will pay it and will buy it. Mad.
I've been on holiday with people very close to me who, even if we go out to like the local strip of like, I don't know,
Magaluf.
I'm not going Magaluf, mate. Fucking hell. But like, let's say like if I'm on a family holiday and let's say there's a little stripper club.
Yeah.
They want to find the guy that promises the good and they'll waste their money on buying literally like Portuguese bread flour. And the annoying thing is, I know it's shit and I don't want it, but when it's there, I'm like, oh, give me some. Because you need something, but it is absolute shit.
Yeah.
Holiday stuff is awful.
Yeah, I know. It's so true.
There's always one person out of the group that will like hunt it down. Do you know what I mean? One time we went out and like we got told, the guy even said, this is shit. They still bought it.
Well, that's on you.
Yeah.
But when you get it in your head, though, that's the thing. It's like when you get it in your head that you want it, then, you know, the standards go right down. But also when you know it's going to be a boozy night or you're already drunk, it's like that's your survival.
Yeah. You do need something to pick you up, but it's just not that. Like, also, because you know when you've been hot in the sun all day on holiday, like you're already a bit tired, aren't you? You have a big meal and then you go out. And the cheaper alcohol and stuff, it's not a good combination, but adding that Portuguese flour to it isn't going to help. I can tell you that. You just literally have thrown money down the drain, really, haven't you?
It's more the sensation of the satisfaction of just the experience rather than
having something.
So, yeah.
I mean, we've all wasted a lot of money on it, haven't we? On the holiday stuff. So when will we learn? Maybe now that I'm on a lovely holiday and you're on a retreat, maybe now we learn.
Well, I'm in Bali and you definitely don't want to meddle in any of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I fancy keeping my life, thank you, and my freedom. But one thing I will say is Ibiza, that's got the goods.
Yeah.
They got the goods there.
Yeah. So let's talk about Ibiza. I mean, we're a raving podcast. We talk about holidays. We've got to talk about Ibiza. So what are your thoughts on Ibiza?
Okay, my thoughts are to go and party, unless I had a reason to go, like my friend was inviting me for like a wedding or a certain celebration, whatever, I probably wouldn't go now. I would definitely go to the island of Ibiza just to enjoy it. And like, there's some quite cool spiritual conscious shit going on there. And it's obviously a beautiful place. Shut up. Eye gazing. I'd go for the eye gaze.
There's a couple of cults knocking about in Ibiza.
You know how I roll. But yeah, like I wouldn't probably go now to party.
Yeah.
I think I did it 3 times, 3 Ibiza holidays, messy on messy. Like it was just back to back benders, and I loved it. But just I feel like right now, I mean, I barely have the impulse to get on it for one night, let alone 7 or whatever.
Yeah. See, my thing is that okay. So this isn't a popular opinion.
Go on,
but I'm not the biggest fan of Ibiza. It doesn't really do it for me, but I have only stayed in San Antonio both times, and I hear that's where I went wrong. But I was lucky because both times I had people doing the season out there, so I just booked a flight and went out there, and I was in the peak of my partying life, so I was like, fuck having a bed, I'm out there to party, and that's exactly what I did, so it delivered on that. I just feel like it had its day. I feel like it's had its day. Everything looked a bit shit and falling apart, and like the amount of money you pay for the clubs, when we get those DJs in London for half that price, yes, the lovely weather's great, but you can get that from other destinations as well. When you can still party in other places, Croatia and other places like that, and sort of get that sunshine and a party vibe. So I feel like for the money that you spend on it, I really feel like it's not worth it. And I feel like it's quite naff. Now, that's not to say I didn't have a really good time. I had an incredible time both times I went. I didn't expect much, and it didn't even deliver to that. But what's really funny was the first time I went, I'd never been before. I'm flying on my own out there, and I'm on the flight, and it's me and a girl in the middle and the girl on the window aisle. Well, we all started talking. It's quite a late flight. Mad how everyone claps in it when you get to Ibiza, when the flight lands.
They're ready to go.
Yeah. But anyway, so this girl was in the middle. I clocked that she had Pasha bag, Pasha top, a Pasha hat. She had a keyring of Pasha. And I was like, oh, have you been here before? And she was like, yeah, I was here 3 days ago. I came out here with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's family, and she had to fly home for work, and she loved it so much that this was her flying back to Ibiza. So I'm thinking,
wow,
fucking hell, Ibiza must be amazing. And I was literally like so excited. I remember thinking, God, this place must be incredible. This woman's flying back. She was telling me how amazing it was. She was showing me videos of the clubs. Literally so hyped about Ibiza. And then when I got there, I thought, I think that girl was mentally unwell, because to be that absorbed into Ibiza, after what I experienced, I was like, yeah, don't quite get it. But at least it got me really excited when I was there on my way there.
Did she try and sell you anything?
What, as in, sell me how much of a good time it was, or sell me something illegally?
Some merchandise.
Oh, no, that was all her. She was looking after that. She was very proud of all her merch. She was the merch queen. I'm telling you, I've never seen someone have so much merch.
Oh my God. Do you know what you've just reminded me of? And I totally forgot about this, but it connects with what we said earlier with my broken foot. So I was on my way out to see you guys and have holiday with my ex-girlfriend was living out there, remember?
Yeah.
And so we're going to have like a joint holiday, all of us. And I think I flew on my own. I did. I came out later after work or whatever. And so I got drunk on the plane because that's what everybody does. I'm actually not much of a drinker on planes. I get travel sickness really bad. So it's the last thing I normally want to do. So I landed at like, you know how the flights for some reason coming into Ibiza land at like 1:30 in the morning. It's just a weird thing with EasyJet or Ryanair. So I landed and I knew that it was going to be like straight into to drop my bags off at the place and then we were all going to go out. So I meet you guys. We all go out into fucking San Antonio Center to go to the strip, and the first place that we go into, I see a pole. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember what happened?
Yeah.
Did you see it happen?
Yes, because you forgot what happened the next day and I had to remind you.
So I'd been doing pole dancing classes for like a year, so I was getting okay. But when you do pole dancing classes, you do it in bare feet or in special shoes, high heels. I was in trainers. In fact, I was wearing those Ash trainers that really had a moment, which were like a wedge trainer.
Right.
They were cringe. But yeah, they were fucking sick at the time and really overpriced. But anyway, so I turned myself upside down. I flipped upside down, grabbed onto the pole, thought I was a bad man doing that. And I tried to do like the cross, like upside down cross position. I span upside down, I did it, and I hooked my feet and I put my arms out, and without your bare feet, you have no grip. My shoes just slipped all the way down, like down the pole, and my head was about an inch from the ground, like slamming the ground. So I put my hands down quickly to save my life. And the next day, I was like, obviously it hurt, but I was super drunk. And then the next day I was like, actually it was the next day, but we hadn't slept. And I remember being in like us all wrecked or whatever. And I just kept saying to people, guys, like, I don't want to be like dramatic, but my thumb is killing me. And like no one wanted to hear it. Like everyone's like, shut up. But I'm like, no, really, it's like really bad. But like, what happened? And then I think obviously, yeah, you must have told me.
You didn't know. And then I was like, you fell off the pole last night. And you were like, oh yeah. Oh my God, that's what it was. My thumb.
Yeah.
I was pole dancing last night. That's funny. But there's a story which is, I don't know if I've told you this.
Hang on, wait. It was fractured.
Oh my God.
I got back from that holiday and I get back to England and I go to the doctor and it was fractured. They had to put it in like, not a cast, thank God. They put it in like one of those splint things.
So it was Javier all over again.
Yeah, basically.
So, I don't know if I've told you this story, but when we were in Ibiza, I was coming back from the shop, I think, on my own in the middle of the day. And I saw your ex-girlfriend really trying to get into a apartment in the block that she lived in. And I climbed over the balcony to help her. And I was like, hey, what's up? And she was like really desperately trying to get into this like locked apartment. And I was like really trying to help her get in, like basically trying to help her break in. And I kept saying to her, what are we doing? What are we doing? And she wasn't making any sense. She was so fucked. But she was like honestly desperately trying to break into this apartment. But I thought there was a purpose to this because I know she's not a burglar. I know she's not someone that would break into somebody's apartment. I thought that she lived there, or I don't know, a friend was in there. I thought there's a purpose to what we were doing. Yeah. So I'm like manically trying to break into this apartment with her. And after a while, I sort of got my thoughts together and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? We're not going to get into this locked apartment. And then I was like, to your ex-girlfriend, what's the plan here? What are we doing? And she just turned around and I swear to God, she was so off her face. And she was like, I've got to get Lara's flip-flop.
No. What? You're joking.
And I was like, oh, fuck that. And I like got myself and I'm like, I've already climbed over into a fucking balcony that's not mine. And I'm like trying to break in. And I'm thinking, what am I doing? And I was like, no, come on, we got to go. We got to leave it. Like,
oh my God.
These people come back and they see that we're breaking into their apartment. Imagine that. Imagine if I got like arrested in Ibiza. We're trying to break into somebody's apartment to get your fucking flip-flop.
I did not know this. No.
Yeah. When I sort of looked her in the eye, I thought, oh shit, she ain't all there. That's when I was like, what are we actually doing? I'm going to get Lara's flip-flop.
Oh my God. She's such a good person.
Is she? We were breaking into somebody's flat. She could have got me done,
She was
mate.
doing it for me. It's so romantic.
She was doing it for you. I wasn't doing it for you. I was trying to help her. I thought there was a big issue going on here. I just want to imagine that phone call to be like, Mum, I'm in Ibiza prison. What did you do? Well, I helped a girl break into a property. Why? Well, I think we were getting Lara's flip-flop.
Oh, I'm sure your mum would totally love that.
My mum would be great. Honestly, my mum would be the person that I called if I ever ended up in a foreign prison. I know it. Like, she would get me out. That Scottish woman would get me out. Who would you call if you were banged up abroad?
Who do you think it would be?
I'd like you to say me. I don't think you'd call your mum and dad.
No.
I think you'd call me.
I would call you. I would call you and
Yeah. I hope so.
Can you get your mum and dad to get me in? That's what I would say.
No, and they would. They'd take it really seriously. They would get you out. I'm telling you, they would.
To be fair, actually, my parents would I don't think they would naturally know what to do because they have no contact with the police. But in terms of like making shit happen, like doing whatever was necessary, they would do it. You know, they wouldn't be like, you fucking deal with it. You put yourself there. They would literally be distraught. But like whatever was necessary, they would fucking do it. Yeah, thanks, Mum and Dad. But I think Jessie, you'd be the person I would call.
I'd like to think so. My sister actually had a stint banged up abroad. She overstayed her visa in Australia and she ended up going into a detention centre for 3 days.
Oh, it's horrible.
She said it was really sad. She finally got a flight out of there and she came home and she was wearing like the prison clothes and she was proper milking it. My mum would be losing sleep and worried. As she comes in the door at my mum's house in London and she's got like the tracksuit and the shoes, and she's giving it the old big and I've been inside. Mum, make me a bacon sandwich. I've been inside. My mum was like rallying around trying to get anything together to make her feel comfortable. I was like, oh, fuck's sake, you're milking this a lot. It's your fucking fault for overstaying your visa, but
I think I have called you before, actually, not abroad.
You've been in trouble once and you did call me.
And I called you. I got one call and I called you. Yeah.
So I think we should wrap this one up. My kids are about to play Snap outside the door. So I don't want you guys, being involved in the amazing game of Snap. So I just want to say thank you, everybody who has started listening to us recently. We see you, new listeners. We see ya. And thank you to all our old listeners and people that interact with us. Every time we get a message that gives us positive feedback, I can't tell you how much we love it. Like, we're doing this as well as, our full-time jobs, house renovations, being a mum, being in part of a cult. We don't have much time to do this. And to get a message from any of you saying how great it is, or you've enjoyed it, or you've just, been happy to listen to us, it really spurs us on. So thank you so much to everybody that's interacted with us. And just thank you all for listening. And please do keep sharing with your mate. Please keep listening. If you've only listened to some of the newer episodes, have a listen to some of the older ones. I mean, they're not as good, but you'll enjoy them, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Lara, for giving me some time out of your dancing recital to chat with me, because it's always a laugh having a chat with you.
Yeah, I need to get back to my eye gazing.
Right, bloody hell. I'm going to play Snap and you're going to go eye gazing, and how life has changed.
I'm actually getting a massage.
Go on then, get yourself a massage. Right, I love you lot.
Bye.
Take care.
Love you.
Bye, everybody. Bye.